We'll go on the record now. Good evening. Is April 22nd of 2025, and the current time is 7:25 p.m. Now, the question and answer portion of this public hearing just ended. If you had questions about this transmission case, I hope you were able to get those answered. The Missouri Public Service Commission has set aside this time today for a local public hearing in file number ER-2025-0087, which is captioned as in the matter of the application of Ameren Transmission Company of Illinois for a certificate of convenience and necessity under section 393.170.1 of the revised statutes of Missouri relating to transmission investments in north central Missouri. And while I believe they covered this in the Q&A, but I don't know, so I wasn't here, a certificate of convenience and necessity is a grant of authority from the commission, and for certain kinds of projects where utilities want to buy something, build something, manage or operate something, they have to get a certificate from the commission to do so. My name's John Clark. I'm the regulatory law judge presiding over this hearing this evening. The Missouri Public Service Commission regulates the rates of investor-owned utilities companies in Missouri to ensure that those rates are just and reasonable. The Commission also regulates the quality of service and the safety of operations of investor-owned utilities. Now, the Commission is made up of 5 commissioners. The chair of the Commission, Kayla Hahn, and Commissioners Maida Coleman, Glenn Kolkmeyer, and John Mitchell. The Commission seat is right now. The commissioners are appointed by the governor to a fixed term and confirmed by the Senate. The commissioners employ a staff of engineers, accountants, attorneys, financial analysts, and other specialists in the fields of utility regulation. With me today, to my left, is Commissioner Mitchell, and the other commissioners are listening online. Commissioner, would you like to make an opening remark?
I would, and thank you, Judge. Is that better? No. Better? Good evening. My name is John Mitchell. I'm a commissioner with the Missouri Public Service Commission, and on behalf of Chairwoman Hahn, Commissioner Coleman, and Commissioner Kolkmeyer, we would like to thank you for coming out tonight and sharing your opinions and thoughts on this matter. We recognize that this is a very important topic to you. It's also a very important topic to us. And tonight's proceeding is important because this is the only time that the Commission really gets a chance to hear directly from you. So your thoughts and your feelings on this matter are important to us. And before we get started, I want to assure you that your comments and thoughts are taken seriously. They'll become part of the public record, and each of the commissioners will study that record before making any decision on this matter. So again, I thank you for being here and look forward to hearing your comments.
Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell. Now, as you can see in front of me, there's a court reporter here. The court reporter is transcribing everything that's said in this portion of the hearing so that it can be reviewed later as necessary and so that we have a record. So because everything's being taken down, when you come up to offer your comments at the mic, please, when I ask you to state your name, please state your name slowly and spell it slowly so it doesn't get lost. And if you talk too quickly, it may not transcribe well. So I may stop you and slow you down if you're talking too fast. I've seen people try to cram in an awful lot in a few minutes. I'm going to start by asking counsel for the parties to enter their appearance for the record, starting with Ameren Transmission Company of Illinois.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appearing on behalf of Ameren Transmission Company of Illinois, Carmen Fosco with Sturtevant LLP and Jason Kumar with Ameren Services Company. Our contact information is of record on EFIS.
Thank you. On behalf of the Commission staff.
Andrea Hansen, attorney with Staff Counsel's Office, also Travis Pringle with Staff Counsel's Office. We also have provided the court reporter with our work address.
Thank you. On behalf of the Office of the Public Counsel,
Nathan Williams, appearing on behalf of the Office of Public Counsel and the public, I provided my information to the court reporter.
thank you. Are there any interveners present with counsel or intervening counsel present? I see none. Now, I have 3 sheets of paper. An awful lot of people signed up to speak tonight. For those who would like to provide comments today, I'm going to call the names in the order they're on the sheet. At that time, when I call your name, please come down to the podium or microphone stand there. I'll place you under oath and ask you to state and spell your name. And then you can offer your comments to the commission. If your comments, because we have a lot of people here and a lot of people want to speak, and the commission wants to take as many different kinds of comments as possible, if your concerns or your comments are the same as somebody who has previously spoke, if you just want to let me know that, that might leave more room for more people to testify within the allotted time frame. As I said, because there are a lot of people and the commission wants to hear public comments from everyone who would like to address the commission, I'm going to limit comments to 3 minutes. And the way we'll do that is I will let you know when you have about a minute left, and at that point, if you can finish your thoughts up, I would appreciate it. And then I'll let you know at 3 minutes that your time to speak is over. Also, please remain at the podium for a brief second after you've given your remarks, because there's a possibility that one of the commissioners or myself may have a question for you. The attorneys for the various parties may also have questions for you. Commissioners, if you have a question, feel free to just go ahead and ask it at any time. If any of the attorneys for the parties would like to ask a question, please get my attention and I will recognize you and allow you to ask your question, okay? Now, the commission is not going to be able to answer your questions tonight. That's what the question answer your questions. And that's because the commission has to remain impartial. This is a pending case before the commission, and they have to remain impartial until evidence is presented at the evidentiary hearing. If you still have questions, please speak to representatives of the company, the commission staff, or the Office of the Public Counsel. Also, I would ask that everybody please be polite and courteous to everyone speaking tonight. I know that emotions can run high at these things. I would ask that you treat each other as you would like to be treated. And with that in mind, I'll call the first name. If I butcher your name, please let me know. If I have a hard time reading it, I will let you know. Michael and Tanda Abernathy.
Sorry, move it down again.
We'll get that lowered. And Ms. Abernathy, would you state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Tanda Abernathy, T-A-N-D-A-A-B-E-R-N-A-T-H-Y, and I'm from Sullivan County. And my statement is, I don't think it's in our best...
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Can I place you under oath?
Oh, sure.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony or that the comments that you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please go ahead.
I believe, my husband and I believe that this is not in our best interest for it to come through our county and our community, and we would like to see it squashed. And that's all I have to say.
Okay, Ms. Abernathy, thank you for your comments. Likewise, if you've changed your mind and decided you don't want to speak, just let me know when I call your name. Stephen Pearson. Mr. Pearson, good evening.
Good evening. This is Stephen
Would
Pearson.
you please state and spell your name for the record?
It's Stephen with a V-E-N, Pearson, P-I-E-R-S-O-N.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
Please go ahead.
Yes, this power line will be going through our property, and it's a fourth-generation farm where my grandchildren enjoy playing, and we enjoy seeing the nice rolling hills of northern Missouri. And I'm concerned with the health issues. I know in the U.S. we have a little bit different standards with our health, but in European Union there is a 1,000-foot standoff, and this will not be 1,000 feet. It'll be more like about 450 feet. So it's half the standoff as the European Union sees it as safe. So also, I don't understand the routing and why just less than a quarter of a mile away, there's a nice county gravel road, and it could easily be go down that and take a jog on another county road and be easier to maintain than running over a bunch of rough land. And that's my comments.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pearson.
Thank you.
I appreciate your comments. Ryan Sadler. Mr. Sadler, would you state and spell your name for the record?
Ryan Sadler, R-Y-A-N-S-A-D-L-E-R.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
Please go ahead.
My biggest concern is, in the case of my property, I can't speak on behalf of anyone else, but in the case of my property, on the proposed route, I guess I currently have a power line going through that has an easement on it, of course, and they're going to expand that easement, and if it were to expand that easement, it would get into areas of my property that would be, if any type of dirt work or anything were to be done, it would impact greatly the value of my property. So if there was a little flexibility to move it to a little bit of a different direction, it would benefit me greatly. So the value of my property is what my primary concern.
Okay, and I have to ask you, are these power lines gonna cross, or are they running parallel, or do you know?
Well, they currently cross the property, and if you were to make the easement wider and in order to do whatever was needed to be done, the construction phase could go ahead and cause some lasting damage on my property.
Okay, thank you. Thank you
Yes.
very much for your comments.
May I ask one question?
Yes,
Which county are you in?
I'm in Davies. Who's asking that?
That would be Nathan Williams. He's with the Office of
you?
Public Counsel.
You? Okay.
Mr.
Davies.
Williams, would you like me to have people say what county they're in when they come up?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Anything
Thank you for your
further?
comments.
Okay.
Rick Owen? Rick Owen? Maria Osborne? Ms. Osborne, would you state and spell your name for the record?
Maria Osborne, M-A-R-I-A-O-S-B-O-R-N.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
My biggest concern is we do have an existing line behind our house. It's going to come further south, which is going to come closer to our house. We do only own 3 acres. We do have a small pond. We have a lagoon that's further back from our house. Where that pole is going to go is, well, it's from the maps that they show me is going to be in our pond. So then they're saying that they're going to have to adjust it. That's going to bring it closer to our house. This is our first home that we bought. We had plans to fence in our 3 acres. We have a small hobby farm, Highland cows, that we will raise. We had plans of putting up a fence or perimeter poles have already been pulled out, and we had plans of digging out our pond. And I feel like that's going to affect us, and I feel like it's too close to the house.
Thank you very
That's all I
much.
got. Thanks.
Jack Thomas?
Jack Thomas, Jackthhomas.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
And what would you like to tell the commission this evening?
I have a comment on construction. This line goes through agricultural farmland. The original proposition was to set the poles directly apart 50 feet. We plant with 24-row equipment, so therefore we use 60-foot equipment. If through there they could put a slight stagger in the settings so that it would leave us at least 65 feet between the poles where it went across the agricultural farmland. It would just be a minor adjustment on that, and it would greatly, that way we would be able to plant between the poles instead of leaving it vacant.
So if it were just adjusted to give more room for the equipment,
Yes.
and you said 65 feet?
Yeah, 65 feet would do it.
Judge, I've got it.
I believe Commissioner Mitchell has a question for you, if you'll hold on just a moment.
Yeah, thank you for your testimony, Mr. Thomas. I'm curious if you've had the opportunity to have discussions with the company about your needs for equipment spacing, and if so, how did that go?
I haven't really discussed it with any, but there are a lot of individuals in our area, we're in a agricultural farming area, that have large equipment, and that is a consideration. Anything that's 24 feet, 24-row equipment is 60 feet, and a little bit better than that. And it wouldn't, I don't think it'd be a major problem just to stagger back a little or ahead, you know, on the settings. And I just thought it needed to be brought up so that we could farm between the poles. And I don't guess I need to comment any more on it.
Thank you for bringing it up. I think that's an important consideration.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Your Honor, if I could ask a clarifying question?
Please, go ahead.
So, good evening. My name's Carmen Fosco. I'm an attorney representing the company. Just to clarify, are you addressing the single circuit option where the company will install a second line next to the
Yes, we have actually have a mile through us, and it's all farmland.
Okay.
I mean, it's cropland.
And do you prefer the double circuit option with just one set of poles?
You guys are going to put whatever you decide that you need, and I'm very well aware. But we're on the Adair County, and we are on the eastern part of it, Palmyra line.
Okay.
And so they went through with the new lines here a few years ago. And we have no problems with buildings or anything like that. It's just the fact of being able to farm through that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your comments, sir. And I apologize if I'm having a hard time reading this. Randy Dune, is that correct?
Randy Doss, Randy Doss, Knox County.
I apologize for butchering your name. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
Yes, I do.
And what would you like to tell the commission this evening?
Yes, I'm opposed to all this. They went through 6 tracks when they put the single pole up here a couple years ago, and they did nothing that they said they was gonna do. Everything they said they did not do. So I'm totally opposed to this, and they never fixed nothing. Everything they did.
Can you just briefly tell me a few of those things so that I'm aware of them?
Fences, the land. We've got water holes where we've never had water holes. They never come back to fix it. There's a crew coming to fix it. Just everything that was done was not done right. And they never even come back on some of it. They never did. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you for your comments.
Yeah.
Jenny Poor. Looks like it begins with a P-O. Oh, I believe I've really butchered this name.
Jerry Poor, Jerry Poor, Knox County.
I apologize for mispronouncing your name, sir. Would you raise your right hand and be sworn? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the Commission are the truth?
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
I'm opposed to this line. I'm opposed to the more right-of-way, especially the extra poles you want to put in. It gets in the way of haying, mowing around them, and everything like that.
When you say more poles, were you referring to what Mr. Thomas was referring to about the
Do what?
poles being too close, or are you talking about something different?
I didn't understand you, sir. Sorry.
I believe Mr. Thomas had indicated that his concern with one of the setups that Ameren Transmission would be doing would be that the poles wouldn't be far enough apart to drive equipment between or to farm between the poles. When you said too many poles, were you talking about that, or were you talking about something else? Or were you just talking about too many poles on the property?
Too many poles in between the poles they've got now.
Okay.
They're talking about 3 poles where they've got one here and one there, and they're talking about 3 in between the line they've got now.
Okay. Thank you. I follow you. Did you have further comments, or was that?
Well, what more right-of-way, that interferes with,
And I'm having a hard time hearing you. Can you move just a little closer to the microphone, please?
pardon?
Could you move a little closer to the microphone, please? I'm having a hard time hearing you.
I say there wasn't more right-of-way, and I object to that. They should have set their pole over to the side that they already set to the side, and then when they added more right-of-way, takes up more property.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Doug Perigo. Thank you very much. Is there Mr. Ludwig? Ludwig? Looks like possibly Arnold or Gerald Ludwig. Roger Brown.
Roger Brown, ROGER BROWN, Adair County.
Okay. And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
Please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I'm third generation. I became part of that place in 1952. My father built a house in 1965, which I still have on that place. I have 3 houses. I have a lady who has rented that house for 45 years. She is in her 90s. A move would be devastating to her. And they're talking about taking another 120 feet easement adjacent to the 150 feet they took 5 years ago. And if they do, that house will have to be raised because it would fall within the easement. And it would, like I said, it would be devastating to her to have to move from that house. And when I became part of that place in 1952, that was my forever place where I was going to pass away. And, you know, I'm 78. Every day that goes by makes it more difficult to move at my age. So just any consideration that you all could give us in this area about routes or whatever would be greatly appreciated. And just a sidebar, I've called your office and I really thank you all for the courtesy and the respect that you give us when we call in. You all do a great job.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thank you for your comments. Bruce. Is there a Bruce? I'm not going to try and butcher the last name. And Bruce, would you state and spell state your first and last name and spell your name for us?
Bruce Emberton, BRUCEEMBERTON.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
And what would you like to tell the commission this evening?
As a landowner, I understand there's likely nothing that we can do to stop this project. I'd like to request that this project take the smallest footprint possible. As a landowner, I don't want to give up any more land than I already have. We've got one of the big 161 lines already. Built in 1993, if I remember right, maybe 92. I think it was 93. There's an alternate route that is proposed. We've already got 4 tracts of land impacted by the line that's there. If the alternate line goes in, alternate path goes in, it will be across more of our ground, which just means that it's taken more of our ground. And the other thing that I'd like to say is concerning the smallest footprint possible, I would like to have the one pole and one project on one side of the line and the other project on the other side of the line.
Okay, so what, and correct me if I'm wrong, because if I'm hearing this wrong, obviously you've mentioned the smallest footprint. When you mention an alternative route, it sounds like you're saying, if I'm incorrect, correct me, it sounds like you're saying that if the planned route is followed, that's not going to be a problem for you, but the alternative route is going to create extra footprints on your land. Is that correct?
Actually, let me clarify that a little bit. There's the existing route that's there could potentially run both projects side by side on the same pole or run on 2 separate sets of poles, and I'm absolutely against that. Yeah, I'd prefer it to be on one pole, all of the lines on one pole. What they've told us is there is an alternate route where the 161 line will remain and the 345 will go across south of our farm the south side of our farm, which will impact more of our property. It'll be about 3 miles away.
So if they do the alternate line,
Yeah,
there'll be two lines across your
Yes.
property?
Three,
Okay, I
3
follow.
miles apart. And it's just giving up too much ground.
Thank you very much. Thank you for telling us that. Brian Peterson?
Brian Peterson, B-R-I-A-N, P-E-T-E-R-S-O-N.
And Mr. Peterson, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
Please go ahead.
Very similar to the gentleman before me, a small footprint as possible. We got 10 poles, 161 kV line currently. And if they could run them with those, that would be the best. The opposition I have is that 161 kV line has been, since the early 90s, was built for a purpose that benefited the community, to the processing plant here at Milan, and it was a dedicated line at that time for that. This line, currently, I was very curious to know, I thought that it had dedicated generation, which it does not. So the benefit locally would be to a few, probably those that neighbors that talk to of mine for solar. No wind that I know of, but solar, which I think is and I do drive through some wind farms, and I think that's just, I would hate to say an eyesore, but it's not pleasing. And so I just have a difficulty with accepting that the philosophy of the benefit of the community, I think, is too few for what it's going to do. I'm pretty opposed to it. But I just can't believe that this much money is being spent when there's not a dedicated generator to a dedicated facility. I just think I'm adamantly opposed to it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Dawn McLaughlin?
Thank you. Dawn McLaughlin, DAWNMCLAUGHLIN, Grundy County.
Thank you. And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
Please go ahead.
As a smaller landowner with a healthy distrust of megacorporations, I am concerned that we will become a victim with a blight of solar or wind farms in our backyard with the construction of this new transmission line. Ameren has an option of around 4,000 acres already signed up for a future solar farm in the Humphreys area. Various companies involved in this project promise that consumers will save money with lower costs, among other things. They need to prove these statements up front, as history shows these are often empty promises. Words are cheap where land is involved and someone wants to take it away from you. The 345 kV transmission line has negative EMF influences for up to 1,400 feet. These EMFs are proven to cause health issues for humans and animals alike. This line is going to pass very close to our little 20-acre ranch, so we definitely want to see the double circuit line used to keep it as far away from our home and our animals as possible. While it may not directly cross our land, the construction will affect us. We live 2 miles down a gravel road that will not withstand heavy construction equipment. This concerns me as we travel our road every day, as do many local farmers. The small map enclosed in a recent Ameren communication was kind of a joke. We need a website with an interactive map that actually works and is current, so we can actually see just where this new transmission line is being routed. I realize we can't stop this project, but Ameren and all the other companies involved have a duty to be completely transparent with anyone who may be impacted by it. This project is directly affecting many folks' livelihoods and daily lives, and we're watching. Thanks.
And just to clarify for the record, when you say EMF, you mean electromagnetic field?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Leon Troyer.
Leon Troyer, Leontroyer.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the
Yes.
comments you're about to give to the commission are the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
If you have to go through there, I would prefer, I'm a landowner, prefer one pole. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments and for letting us know your preference. Michael Tony. Evening.
Michael Tony, M-I-C-H-A-E-L, A-E-L-T-O-N-E-Y.
Okay.
I think
And
go ahead.
do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
Please go ahead.
My biggest concern is how it's going to impact the property value from here on out. I guess I wanted to say one line would be better than two. That's about it. Wildlife, I guess, and the view, that's going to kill it. Our farm's up on a hill where you can see down and look at Lake Viking, so you got a killer view, but I guess that's it. Thanks.
Thank you. Doug Burris.
Doug Burris, D-O-U-G-B-U-R-R-I-S.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
And what would you like to tell the commission this evening?
Just going to give my opinion to the Ameren gentleman that asked earlier about the single pole versus double circuit poles. And definitely have the double circuit pole where they take the old ones out. I also have a concern of how close it's going to come to an existing home on mine. I don't know the laws on that exactly, but it'd be within probably 50 feet.
Sorry, would you repeat that?
If the proposed plan that they have now goes south of existing lines, it would come probably within about 50 feet of my house.
Thank you. Lloyd Cleaver.
Lloyd Cleaver, L-L-O-Y-D, C-L-E-A-V-E-R. I'm a resident of Adair County.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
Please go ahead.
I'm opposed to this. It appears that this has little benefit for our local communities, yet it has a great deal of effect on it. I'm a retired Navy captain. I spent over 20 years defending this country for the freedoms that we have. And one of those freedoms are being usurped in the seizure of our property. And I'm strongly opposed to that. I'm doubly affected by this. I have land that goes north and south on the Zachary Thomas Hill line, and then the new proposed Denny Zachary line cuts right through my property. So it destroys my property, which I've worked for 40 years to put together. I have a grass runway right in the middle of where they want to put this, and a proposed home site for one of my sons. You know, I'm a physician, and I've looked at the data for this, and there's no data that says this is safe. One of my neighbors who lived the closest to the 161 line developed major health effects when he moved there. He blamed it all on the power line, and I can't divulge some of this stuff because it's a HIPAA violation, but he had many health problems. He moved to Columbia to take care of those, eventually had to go to a nursing home and passed away. He blames all those on the power line. It was very close to the power line. We ended up buying that home on the right of refusal, and we destroyed the house because we didn't want anybody living in it. You know, I think the health issue, I've got a family, I've got grandchildren, I have neighbors that have children and grandchildren. This thing is not proven safe, and as you increase the voltage of this, nobody knows, this is unknown territory. You know, we thought dioxin was good when we used it in Vietnam, and we look at the problems there. You know, this voltage change, and even at the 161, it's not a safe situation. The MISO situation is also very concerning to me. This is a private corporation making decisions that affect all of us lives in here for effects that aren't clearly defined. We're not bringing it from Thomas Hill power generation station to Zachary. This is just kind of a line out there. And I think if you look at their website, they've made lots of money, and this is one of their projects that generates more funds for them. I think this is a terrible situation to take people's property. It's going to destroy mine with this crisscross of two major power lines. What's the effect on wildlife? What's the effect on the ecology? I'm very strongly opposed to this.
Now, when you're talking about the health effects, are you also talking about the EMFs? Is that?
Absolutely. There's a whole laundry list of things that are negative health effects. There are not many positive. There are no positive effects. I've looked at the literature. I've scanned the literature, and it's very luminous. None of that says this is a safe process. And I think you know, to expose our children, to expose us to this kind of risk is unacceptable.
Mr. Cleaver, could you hold on just a second? And you had mentioned your other concern was it just kind of a line out there, and that is, are you talking about the same similar concern that there's a line but no dedicated generation source?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
May I?
Yes, Mr. Williams, go ahead.
You said, I believe you're a retired physician?
Yes. Well, I'm not a retired physician. I'm a retired Navy captain.
Okay. What's the nature of the medical practice you engaged in or do?
I'm a dermatologist.
Rheumatologist?
A dermatologist.
Dermatologist.
In the Navy, I was a dermatologist, but I also did emergency medicine. I was also a fleet surgeon. I'm also a commanding officer of a 500-bed combat zone hospital. I've been there, done it.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for your service. Tina Ebeck.
Tina Esbeck, T-I-N-A-E-S-B-E-C-K, from Davies County.
And Ms. Esbeck, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the Commission are the truth?
Yes, I do.
And what would you like to tell the Commission?
Well, I'd like to back up the last gentleman. It's kind of funny we can do an environmental study on bats, but we don't have anything on humans, their safety. He was asked if there was any health records or any statements, and he said no. Well, this physician that just talked, he says there is. We have double pole lines go through our property, 380-some feet from our front door. They're wanting to come in and put another set of double poles through. Where are they going to put them? We've got a pond that my husband built. We've got 6 grandkids, and that's what they do when they come to grandma's and papa's. We fish. They're all big fishermen. And the poles now are less than 150 feet from our pond. And I mean, it's a good-sized pond, 3-acre pond. Where are they going to put this other one? In our front yard? I'm opposed, not only for the health reasons, for our family. It's a family farm. I'm opposed of it, unless they can show us that it is safe. And I am definitely opposed of another set of poles going through our property. We've got 4 sets now. I don't want 4 more sets. That's our hay field, that's our pastures, that's our livelihood. We're farmers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Delmond Lowe.
Named Delmond Lowe, D-E-L-M-O-N-D, L-O-W-E. And I am...
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do. I am highly opposed to this. I live just down the road from Tina Esbeck, and the poles will be running in my front yard. And I don't want it. Don't need it. I got plenty of electricity.
So under the current plan, the poles would be in your front yard?
Well, according to your map.
If you had some leeway in the siding, would that make a difference to you?
Probably not.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Scott Coleman.
Scott Coleman, S-C-O-T-T-C-O-L-E-M-A-N. And I just wanted to,
Mr. Coleman, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
Please go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting.
I just want to echo everyone else's thoughts that if this does go through, I'd encourage the commission to push for the single pole double circuit option. My reasoning being twofold. Number one, I live along the Thomas Hill portion of the line, and in my recent memory, that line has been on the ground twice due to storm damage. And so if they had 2 separate lines going through there, I think that would be really tough for them to put back up and rebuild. And secondly, we have irrigation pivots in fields that will swing in the way of a second line. So a smaller footprint would probably, as long as the poles are sited correctly, would not interfere. But if we had 2 separate lines going through the field, it could potentially lose about 200 acres of irrigated land, or irrigated potential. So that's all for me.
Thank you. Joseph Kurtz.
Joseph Kurtz, J-O-S-E-P-H-K-U-R-T-Z.
And Mr. Kurtz, do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you are about to offer to the commission are the truth?
Yes, I do.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, I think everybody here has a valid concern. It's kind of hard to see the benefit for our community. I guess I live in Davis County, the Denny line. I would really like to see the single pole double circuit line. Several reasons: farming benefits, our neighbors. There's quite a few families, homes where the line goes through. If it goes, and I don't know which side, if they go with the single circuit, adding the second line, which would add 150 feet to the right-of-way, it would go through some people's homes fairly close. If they go with the single line, it would definitely help. With the single pole, yes.
Okay, thank you. Brad Selby.
Brad Selby, B-R-A-D-S-E-L-B-Y, Adair County.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do. The Northeast Power Co-op line went through my farm in 1969 when I was still in high school. A few years ago, when Ameren was looking at putting the new line out through a bunch of virgin farm ground or running it through this existing line that goes to the Zachary Field, I spoke at the public hearing in Kirksville in favor of putting this line where it is today. And I got a lot of heat from that. I still think it was the right decision. It was the right place to go. But now, if you're looking at putting a parallel set of poles that's going to go through there and take another 150 feet of right-of-way, if that's on the south side of the existing line, it may get my shop. I know it's going to take my evergreen windbreak out. It'd be around 120 feet from my front porch. In 1995, I planted 1,800 walnut trees, and it's going to take a bunch of them out. They're about 30, 35 feet right now, some of them, plus some big timber, which I don't want to get rid of. Of a 40-acre big timber patch. I'm adamantly opposed to that other line. You can add the wires to the existing line if you want, because one side is 161 kV and the other is 345. So make them both 345, or if you can add more, I don't care. But I'm adamantly opposed to adding another line. If that line comes that close to my house, a new one, I know it's going to reduce my property value. So would I expect Ameren to come and give me a check for what my property value is going to go down? My house is about 12 years old, and if it drops $100,000, are they going to give me a check? Let me answer that for you. You know darn well, there ain't nobody going to give me money for a reduction in value of my property. Ain't going to happen. We're all just going to suck it up if it happens. Another complaint I've got, when they first came through to put this line in, to replace the double pole 161 line, I got 3 poles on there now. I had it in hay ground. And they said, well, we're going to pay you a lot more money if it was in crop, but it's not. I said, hay's a crop. No, that's a lot of money, big difference. $800 an acre or $1,000, something like that, I don't remember. But no, this is hay ground. I said, but I have it in crops sometimes. It'd been in hay for 6 or 7 years. 3 years ago it was in beans, corn last year, and it's in wheat right now. But they would not listen. No, this ain't crop ground. This is just hay ground, so you're going to get less money, a bunch of it. They need to listen to people, because I'd advise any of these farmers here, if you got any hill ground that's got a bunch of head stumps or thorny locust sprouts to plow it all up and get 15 bushel an acre corn out of it, because that way you know you're going to get more money if it comes through your property. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. And I must say, in all the public hearings I've been to, that's the first time I've heard that. Wesley Taylor? Evening, Mr. Taylor.
Evening.
Would you please state and spell your name for the record?
Wesley Taylor, W-S-L-O-Y-T-A-Y-L-O-R.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
Yes, I do.
And what would you like to tell the commission this evening?
I'm another one that's got property. If you take the shortcut and go through, I'm going to have two sets of lines. If you go up through Milan and come down through, you're just going to have one set of poles. And I'd rather, if you're going to go through there, I'd rather have one set than two sets.
And you're talking about the single pole
Yes.
double circuit option?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've had a couple sets of poles go through some other properties, and they've been really good to work with because they've come out and asked me which way they want to go, where they want the poles, and they did everything they've said. So I have no problem with them. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments. Is there a Vernon? Is there, oh, there you are. And I'm sorry, sir, I was having some difficulty reading your last name.
Schrock,
And would you spell that for the record?
V-E-R-N-O-N-S-C-H-R-O-C-K.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to give to the commission are the truth?
I affirm.
Please go ahead, sir.
I would plead for the single pole double circuit.
Thank you. John Leppin?
John Troyer, John Troyer.
I apologize. And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I affirm.
Please go ahead.
I would definitely prefer the double circuit option. Thank you.
Thank you. Daniel Miller?
Daniel Miller, D-A-N-I-E-L-M-I-L-L-E-R.
And do you affirm that the comments you're about to give to the commission are the truth?
I do.
Please go ahead.
I just would prefer to have the single pole double circuit line going through and not the second set of poles. Thank you.
Thank you. Those are all the people that I had signed up to speak tonight. Is there anybody who, having heard everyone else speak, realizes that they would like to offer some to the commission and was unable to sign up? I see one person over there. Would you please come up to the microphone, please? And what's your name, miss?
My name is Katie Studniski, S-T-U-D-N-I-S-K-I.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm
I do.
that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
Yes. Okay.
Please go ahead.
So I just wanted to say, coming here tonight was very confusing with the representatives, and some of the comments made back were about property value loss, or that there wasn't any proof, I guess, that's not exactly what he said. But the thing is with a quick lookup online, you can see that poles going through definitely can cause a property value loss. And then, sorry. With the power to and coming from and going, so it doesn't hit the community, that was also something that was very vague. There was not a very good representation on that. So I feel like that's pretty, well, I think that there was more questions after that whole hour that we had, not anything clarified. And then that's basically what I have. So there was lots of confusion, even more, so.
So you found that the Q&A did not provide answers you were looking for, but actually
Correct.
presented
For
more?
people to have to bear, yep. So.
All right. Sir? Please, come on up. And would you please state and spell your name for the record?
Daniel J. Wright, D-A-N-I-E-L, J, W-R-I-G-H-T.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
Yes.
Please go ahead, sir.
I would like, one of the gentlemen spoke about his hayfield not getting the top dollar. When they come about purchasing an easement from me, which my land is all timber, he said, I can get you a lot more money for this because I can list it as agricultural. This land has not been farmed in over 50 years. That's very confusing after I heard what he said tonight too. And I am strongly opposed to this. I do not see how it benefits any of the community up in this area and also where I live. And I don't see a future in it. And a lot of, like the lady just said too, a lot of the questions were not really answered tonight with, you were said that we did not have information for that. I don't know as totally prepared to answer some of the questions. And like the same thing on the bats. How do you do a study on bats and not humans? Deer, turkeys, squirrels, etc., fish, ponds. Sounds like a lot of ponds and waterways are going to be destroyed. And I just do not see this as a good thing for our communities. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Is there anybody else that would like to offer comments to the commission? I see. Please come up.
Hello, my name is Penny Bronk, P-E-N-N-Y, B-R-O-N-K.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
Yes.
Please go ahead.
I've been sitting and I'm listening to all of the questions and everything, and I have property that does go through. This is affected, but not nearly like what these other people are. So my concern is for them. I mean, I know I have property other places, that if someone wanted to come through mine, I would be upset too. And I think the single pole thing is the best option because obviously this is going to go through. So at least it takes up less property from the people, and it's not dividing their property any more than it already has been by the previous lines that are going through. And I mean, if you look around, this is an agricultural community. So our lives depend on farming, row crop. Hay, that's agriculture. Cattle, that's agriculture. Timber, that's all part of agriculture. And so it should be treated fairly for that way in response to compensation. But some of your lines are going to destroy a row crop field. These people have bought these properties, worked these properties, raised their families here, hope to pass this on to their future generations. And now, by doing this, you're cutting the value of it, and you're cutting that future generation's ability to have and be proud of that property that their families have worked hard for them to be able to have. Because if you keep cutting through and dividing it up, and the value is going to go down. If I'm looking to buy a piece of property and there's some lines going through it, I ain't looking at that property at all. I'm moving on. So you're hitting them financially, environmentally. I mean, people have a lot of leases for hunting. What's that going to do to the hunting ability when all these animals are all disturbed and run off to other places that don't have all this activity and buildup of the lines and the construction? Now you're cutting that income down. And like they commented, you researched the bat, but not your humans. Aren't we more valuable in the long run? Aren't your human people considerations more important than that? And so I'm upset for the people that I've listened to talk about what it's done to their property and what it potentially can do to their property. And I look at it like, oh my gosh, if that was being done to me, I'd be so upset for my children, for the legacy that my husband and I had built for them to be able to have to pass on to them, for their future and their children's future. And it just upsets me. So thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments. Is there anyone else who wanted to offer comments to the commission this evening? Okay. Sorry, come on up, sir.
Joe Owens, Joeowen.
And do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to offer to the commission are the truth?
I do.
Please go ahead.
I've had a little bit of trouble getting information about what they're really going to do. That's one of the things. I got a letter, and it was actually, I'm representing my mother's estate, so it's not my property yet, if I ever get it.
You're a member of the public, and you have an interest. You're entitled to comment, certainly.
Yes. Thank you. The information I've been getting, I got a letter, and it was actually mailed to just the one of the names. Both of the people, my mother and her husband, are both dead, and the estate has been going on for forever. So I got a letter, and it says it's his William Hartman, and I'm not sure if I open that or not. I get another one, and it says, I'm guessing it's coming from a letter from an attorney group, and it is the address for my mother's estate, and it's wanted to be Hartman. And I opened it up, and then I finally got some internet, and I read a little bit of it, and I found out of this meeting. So I'm having not good information about where it is. Is the power line going from like Milan and goes down to Kansas City? Because there's a high power line just about maybe half a mile from the house that I'm living in. And I'm guessing this other one is, going to go, maybe 400 feet from the house that I live in, which means, what, I'm not going to be able to keep the house? I can't tell. It's a quandary, because I can't really tell where they're going to do. I'd be opposed to having any high power line going through my property. Again, it's an estate, and it may not evaporate, and thus a tight spot. And other than that, I don't have a lot to say. Thank you.
Thank you. So just for a second, so you have an existing line a half mile from your house, is that correct?
I think so. It's,
Okay. And you believe that this one will be about 400 feet from your house, correct?
something like that, yeah.
And so at this point, you're uncertain as to how this will affect whether or not something needs to happen with the house? Is that?
If it was me, I'm going to be able to stay there till I die. That'd be great, but I'm not sure if that would be a good idea. With the health issues, I don't want I wouldn't want it by me anyway. And they're just going to steal the money, the land anyway. You're not going to be able to use it for anything. You're still going to have to pay the taxes and all that, but the property, if it was, I'm renting the property, it's agricultural, and the estate gets money from it every year. You get $1.95 from the power company, and then they own it. You don't get any more than that. And so I don't think it's a good deal for anybody, because you're not getting much in return for your property. I almost did not show up here because I don't believe it's going to matter. You're just going to do it anyway. Just take people's money and land and take it anyway. So I don't believe it's good for me. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Is there anyone else who wanted to offer a comment this evening? I see no hands. I appreciate all of your comments. The commission does. There have been a lot of similar themes, including the single pole double circuit that has come up quite a bit, as well as the number of people who are opposed to the project. Commissioner Mitchell, would you like to make any closing remarks?
I would. The commission would like to thank you for being here tonight. I want to assure you that your comments and your input are greatly appreciated and are taken very seriously. I think we appreciate the robust turnout and the robust discussion. It will help us as commissioners make the best decision that we can. And so, again, we thank you for being here.
Thank you. If you have additional comments, or if you knew someone who was unable to attend tonight and they would like to offer comments, written comments can be made at the email address PSC, that's Public Service Commission, PSC info, I-N-F-O, at psc.mo.gov, or by contacting the Office of the Public Counsel, Mr. Williams over there. They've been very gracious about seeing that comments get to us. Or by going to the Public Service Commission's webpage. If you go to the webpage, we always have several cases running at once. So you're going to want to be sure that you're looking at the right case when you do that. So compare the case number to the link to leave a comment. And with that, I'd like to thank everyone for their attendance, and I will adjourn this hearing and we'll go off the record.
Thank you,
Everyone have a
Judge.
safe